Chrsity the Science Fox Book 1, Muscle It Up. One fox named Chrsity got up from bed. She got ready for school. "I'm now ready for school," she said. Then she opened the door. Her dad came to her. "What is it, Dad?" Chrsity asked. "While you're at school, your mom and I will be at work," said her dad. "I know, Dad," said Chrsity. "They'll come to school," said her dad. Then he and his wife took Chrsity to Rocky Elementary School. Chrsity went into the school hallway with her three friends, Dimple the pup, Allison the kitten and Tuck the skunk. The four friends were called the Science Crew, the young team in a science class. "Hey Tuck," said Chrsity. "What is it, Chrsity?" Tuck asked. "You don't think that Mrs. Green is awkward?" Chrsity told him. "Principal," said Tuck. "Exactly," said Chrsity. "What is she doing?" Just then, a zebra named Mrs. Green stopped right in front of the Science Crew. She was the school principal at Rocky Elementary School, and does weird things. "What's up, kids?" she asked. "How is it going?" "We kept in check, Principal," said Allison. "Let me do this, critic," said Mrs. Green. Then she took off her white striped coat, then she pulled her white long-sleeve shirt off, then she took her white striped pants off, leaving her black socks on. Then she raised her arms up, pretending to be strong. "What are you doing, Mrs. Green?" Allison asked. Then she saw Mrs. Green's pink bikini. "Oh my goodness," she said. Chrsity held up a mirror-like device, and that device is an X-ray. "Don't worry, Allison," said Chrsity. "That remembers." Then she held the X-ray right at Mrs. Green's body, and it showed her muscles. "You can see Mrs. Green's muscles," she said. "You can see that your muscles make your bones move. Is that true, Chrsity?" Dimple asked. Chrsity turned right to him. "As you can see, Dimple, muscles are part of the human body," she said. "Chrsity, you are a genius," said Allison. "Of course, Allison," said Chrsity. Chrsity the Science Fox, Book 2, Elevator Use. Chrsity the Fox was practicing on a piano in the foyer of her house. "Chrsity, I got to tell you something," said her dad. "What, Dad?" said Chrsity. "Allison's mom Samantha called your mom and said that the elevator at the apartment that Allison lives is broken," said her dad. Chrsity got off from the piano seat and walked to her dad. "And she called Dimple's mom as well," said her dad. "Now let's go to Allison's apartment." Then Chrsity and her parent went to Allison the kitten's apartment along with Dimple the pup and his mom. Meanwhile, at Allison's apartment, Allison and her mom were fixing the broken elevator. Then Allison heard the door open. "We're here," said a voice. Allison turned her head and saw Chrsity, Dimple and their parents. She ran to Chrsity and Dimple. "Chrsity, Dimple, you came along with your parents," she said. Then she heard the elevator moving up. "Allison, I think the elevator's moving up," said her mom. Then Allison, Chrsity, Dimple and their parent got inside the elevator shaft. As they were in the bottom of the shaft, Chrsity pointed to the top. "Dimple, how about you and I can climb up there and see how tall this shaft was," she said. "You two kids may not wanna have time," said Dimple's mom. "We're fixing the elevator." "Too late, Mom," said Dimple. Then he and Chrsity climbed up on the top of the elevator shaft. As the two kids were on the top, Chrsity looked around the elevator shaft. "We're on the top of the elevator shaft," she said. "I know, Chrsity," said Dimple. Then there came a loud whack, and Chrsity and Dimple made faces, as some rectums pulled them down to the bottom of the elevator shaft. "Now you two children are supposed to work with us," said Christy's dad. "I see," said Allison. Chrsity and Dimple's moms grabbed Chrsity and Dimple's hands and gave them a push on their rectums and let them go. As the whack struck again, Chrsity and Dimple fell on Allison's feet. "Now Chrsity and Dimple, get up and work with us," said Dimple's mom. Chrsity and Dimple got up and worked on the elevator with Allison and their parents. Chrsity the Science Fox Book 3, Halloween Imagine. It was Halloween night, and Chrsity the Fox was dressed in her Maleficent costume. I'm ready to go trick-or-treating, she said. Meanwhile, her parents were in the kitchen. Her mom was in her Minnie Mouse costume, and her dad was in his Mickey Mouse costume. They both heard footsteps coming down. "Honey, I hear her coming," said Chrysity's dad. Chrsity walked in the kitchen. "Hey Mom and Dad," she said. "Chrsity, it's good to see you," said her dad. "Your dad and I already did this, jack-o'-lantern," said her mom. "But here's your candy bag." Chrsity grabbed her candy bag on the table next to the jack-o'-lantern. "Thanks Mom and Dad," she said. She walked out of the house, then she met Dimple the pup, Tuck the skunk, and Allison the kitten. Dimple was in his astronaut costume, Tuck was in his mommy costume, and Allison was in her witch costume. "Wow Chrsity, you look good in your Maleficent costume," said Dimple. "We've been waiting for you," said Tuck. "Yeah I know," said Chrsity. "Now let's move on." The science crew went into a house that is filled with Halloween decor. As they got into the entry, Allison knocked on the door. A panda in her Queen of Hearts costume opened the door. "Trick or treat," said the science crew. "I now have 2 bowels," said the panda. She tossed some candy in Chrysity's bag, then she tossed some in Dimple's bag, then she tossed some in Tuck's bag, and then she tossed some in Allison's bag. "And a happy Halloween," she said. As she closed the door, Chrsity, Dimple, Tuck and Allison went back in the road. "Guys, candy looks so good," said Chrsity. "They're made to eat," said Dimple. "And candies look," said Chrsity. But Allison told everyone to move on. Chrsity the Science Fox, Book 4, The Scientific Christmas. It was 7 days before Christmas, and Chrsity the Fox was doing a sing-along to Jingle Bells on her family TV. Just then, the Wi-Fi went out, and Chrsity was confused. "Well, I know Christmas, like everyone else," she said. Her dad went in the living room that Chrsity was in. "Hey Chrsity, we're going to church for the nativity play," he said. "Thank you Dad," said Chrsity. Her parents took her to church at night. 19 minutes ago, the Christmas play already started. Chrsity was dressed as an angel. Allison the kitten was dressed as Mary. Mrs. Cart the otter's son Lloyd was dressed as Joseph. Allison had a baby doll on her hands. Dimple the pup, Tuck the skunk, and Hector the elephant were dressed as some shepherds. The pastor, who was a hippo, was holding a Bible. He read the words on Luke chapter 2 verse 9. "And lo, the angel of the Lord came upon them, and the glory of the Lord shone round about them, and they were so afraid." As the pastor read the first few words on the 10th verse, Chrsity came to Dimple, Tuck and Hector. "Fear not," she said. "For behold I bring you good tidings of great joy which shall be to all people. For unto you, this born this day in the city of David, a Saviour, which is Christ the Lord, and this shall be a sign unto you, ye shall find the babe wrapped in swaddling clothes lying in the manger." The pastor read the words on verse 13. "And suddenly, there was with the angel, a multitude of the heavenly host praising God and saying, Glory to God in the highest," said Chrsity. "And on earth, peace, goodwill, toward men." Then the pastor read through the part about the 3 wise men when 3 boys dressed as wise men with plastic gold, frankincense and myrrh. When the play is over, the kids went to the back room and took their costumes off. Lloyd went to his mom. "Good job Lloyd being Joseph," said Mrs. Cart. "I sure did Mom," said Lloyd. Meanwhile in the back room, Allison went to Chrsity. "Man, I always dressed up as Mary every time," she said. "Why yes Allison," said Chrsity. "I love dressing up as Yap," said Allison. Then the pastor came in the back rooms. "Time for the Christmas dinner kids," he said. "Along with your parents having them first." Lloyd already went in with the adult, but his mom's classmates followed their parents. Chrsity the Science Fox, Book 5, Sound Affection. Chrsity the Fox was using the toilet in the laundry room, then she was done. "Okay, I'm done," she said. "I hope my mom has my backpack." She got off the toilet and flushed the commode. Then she went in the hallway, where her mom was standing in front of the door with her backpack. "Hey Chrsity," she said. "I got your backpack." Chrsity grabbed her backpack and went to school. Then she and Tuck the skunk walked up the hallway. "I wonder what Principal Green is doing," said Tuck. "I wonder that too," said Chrsity. "'Cause she does crazy stuff rather than breaking school laws." She and Tuck went in Mrs. Green the zebra's office, where Mrs. Cart was standing next to Mrs. Green, who was setting up a TV on her desk. "Chrsity and Tuck, Mrs. Green is thinking of watching football," said Mrs. Cart. "Okay, let's see what you got," said Chrsity. Instead of football, a blue outline of a rectangle faded in a black ground, and a white text faded in saying "digitally mastered for optimal video and audio performance." "Wait, this isn't a game," said Chrsity. "It's, ugh." As she stopped complaining, the text faded out and the THX logo faded in. When Chrsity and Tuck saw the logo, they screamed and ran out of Mrs. Green's office. "Yeah, football," said Mrs. Green. Mrs. Cart turned the TV off. "What is this, Mrs. Green? Is this a joke?" she said. "Oh, I fooled you when Chrsity and Tuck ran off," said Mrs. Green.
Chrsity the Science Fox, Book 6, A Blood Test. Chrsity the Fox went down to the basement with her X-ray device and a screwdriver. She tried to fix her X-ray device. "Chrsity, your mom and dad are home from Dad's flu," said a voice. "Oh," said Chrsity. She ran out of the basement, then she found her mom and dad in the living room. Her dad had a green ribbon on his arm. "That's the greatest pinch I ever had," he said. "I see why," said Chrsity. All of a sudden, Dipo the pup and his mom entered the living room. "I heard that your dad had a flu shot, Chrsity," said Dipo. "Dipo, what are you and your mom doing here?" Chrsity asked. "We came here to visit," said Dipo. Chrsity finished fixing her X-ray device. She held it next to her head. "Well," she said, "I screw the nails in my X-ray just so that I can see how blood flows." She went closer to her dad. "Hold still, Dad," she said. She held the device right closer to her dad's hip. As she turned it on, it showed his blood vessels. She clicked next, and her X-ray device showed his red blood cells. Dipo walked next to Chrsity. She looked at Christy's X-ray device. "Hey, those are red blood cells," he said. "It certainly is, Dipo," said Chrsity. She got on her phone. She played a video on blood cells on an online video app and cast it to the TV. "Blood is part of the human body," she said. Dipo looked at the TV. "I saw," he said. "That is why it flows," said Chrsity. "Red and white blood cells are cells in the body," said her dad. "Of course, Dad," Chrsity told him. "So this is why you cut yourself," said Dipo. "True," said Chrsity. "And I remember when I fell on the swing when I was a baby." Her dad went closer to the door to the kitchen. "Dipo, I gotta find out if your mom is talking to my wife," he told Dipo. Dipo ran into the kitchen.